Joining us right now, he is the CEO of ONAR Holding Corporation. Their, of course, their ticker symbol is ONAR. We will come back to the program. Claude Zdanow. Claude, how are you, sir? Great to have you back.
I'm great. Thanks to have me back.
Can I tell you something about Claude? I'm on the.
Wait, he's so ugly? I know.
Yeah, I know. The most handsome SOBs in the freaking program. Just have you seen when he calls? Have you seen the picture comes up?
No.
He looks like he's like, not only that though. He picked up the phone the other day. It can't get to me yet because he's still talking. Fully like trilingual. Like he's like speaking Spanish. He's speaking French to some guy.
Right.
He's an international agent for the CIA.
Right. Love it.
Is what he actually does.
Mr. Worldwide.
Claude, hey, you know what? I wanted to spend some time. I know we just had you last week, but there's a reason. Number one, I wanted somebody to hear your interview, as you and I talked about. But number two, we have not spent enough time talking about the IQST platform and strategy and acquisition, or I beg your pardon, partnership, because I think by you guys adding some folks to the organization and everything else, the one thing that really gives us a path to liquidity here, and this is just the beginning, because you could turn into a full acquisition company if this works out. And I think it's by every metric, it's working out already. Talk about IQST and what that means, because they are, I think it's IQST, IQSTEL or something. It's a Nasdaq company. But let's talk about that, because I think it's IQSTEL, IQST is a stock symbol. Talk about it. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so IQSTEL, IQST, yeah, they're in a lot of ways, we admire what they have done and what they've built. Similar to us, they started as a small company. They made a bunch of acquisitions. They've grown their way on the Nasdaq, and they've built a great shareholder base, have institutional investors backing their business, and they've done a lot of the things that we aspire to do and we're rowing towards. So I think on some levels there's that, right? And then beyond that, they started as really a telecom business, but have expanded to be much more of a full-on holding company where they have some very interesting technology within what they're doing, including a dedicated kind of artificial intelligence development company called that's part of their business. And so for us, we've collaborated in a lot of different ways. One, we've helped them on some of their marketing initiatives, some of their repositioning of what they're doing. And then now they're helping us develop or further develop some of the AI that we've been working on internally. And so what does that mean? We're literally working with them to create agents, right? People talk about agentic AI, right? We're literally creating agents that are helping our team members do what they do on a daily basis, but basically without having to spend the time on a lot of the mundane tasks that are weighing them down, right? And these agents are not just using ChatGPT, but they're built for us. They're built on our data. They're built around our know-how. So it's like having a ChatGPT version that's trained and ready to work as your assistant on certain tasks that we have to do every single day when we're working with clients.
Claude, you mentioned ChatGPT. How much has AI helped you? Two-part question, though. And how much is it speeding things up for the paradigm you're working within?
So I think it's helped it speed up is I think a key part of it, but it's not just about speeding up. It's also about accuracy and being able to interpret a lot of data. So when we look at the way artificial intelligence is applied across our business, there's kind of two parts of it. Part one is, we used to have people sitting in a room, recutting videos and graphics based on what ad platform those graphics and videos were going to end up on. Now with artificial intelligence, we're able to press a button and have it recut and re-edited based on specifications and have 99% efficiency, right? Things that used to take hours to do are being done in seconds. Yeah. Now, on the flip side of it, though, we're also using artificial intelligence to interpret incredible amounts of data, right? And find, moments of, opportunity in that data that typically, you might just not get as a human being, or we might not be able to process that amount of data, right? So it's solving other problems for us, really, which is around targeting audiences, things like attribution of the money we're spending and the customers we're targeting. How's that working? And so it's just basically I say sometimes it's like having a drill versus a screwdriver, right? The amount of stuff you can do is much more efficient.
Claude, let's take a moment to talk to our viewers and our listeners about inside baseball as a public company. You've also bolstered the board by doing this. This is because this sends a great signal to the market. Having a board of directors with this partnership with IQST and everybody else that you've done, part of the last press release on the 13th. At the end of the day, this is strategic for you as a business in terms of future financing, future acquisitions, and direction of the company. Am I accurate in saying that? People need to read between the lines here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what people need to see when they see the information we're putting out is we're setting up this company to be a multi-hundred-million-dollar company and have incredible people behind it. So it's not just how we're taking partnerships with companies that are already on Nasdaq, right, and leveraging their technology to help us do what we do better. But also, I think the board that we have is a testament to what we're building, right? Our new chairman of the board, Scott Kaufman alone, he was the chairman and CEO of what is now Stagwell, which previously was MDC Partners, a $3.2 billion publicly traded marketing agency company, right? So these are people like himself, like John Bond, like Howard, like some of the guys who are on the board who, are titans in their industry, but see what we're trying to build and believe that we're going to be able to go from where we are now to Nasdaq to being a serious player in the space, and that helps us tremendously.
Don't leave yourself out of this, because something Claude's pretty humble about. It's not his first rodeo. He's had a couple exits himself. Yeah. So I would say that you're right up there with those guys, buddy. Thank you so much.
Claude Zdanow, CEO, ONAR Holding Corporation, international man of mystery. Their ticker symbol ONAR.